In August of 2021, we met a family looking to relocate, and they reached out to us to see if we would buy their home. They wanted to sell off-market because the home needed a lot of work and they wanted to have money on hand to buy their next property. This 1988 custom-built home was beautiful, but had some serious deferred maintenance issues, and it was also pretty outdated. The sellers also needed a lease back so they could have some time to find their new home in Lubbock, Texas. Continue watching and see how we transformed an old home that had immense potential into a beautiful modern home in the country. There are so many charming things about this property, especially the 5.26 acres that backed onto a flowing creek and the stunning long driveway leading into the front of the house. Not to mention that it resides in the city of Austin and is only 20 minutes away from downtown. Back in the day, there were horses roaming around the land, but the stable has since been removed. This old house had great bones like stone siding, but the tin roof was leaking, the HVAC system was no longer efficient, the windows needed updating, and there were just too many walls. But like we always say, if it can be solved with money, it's not a problem. We mentioned earlier that this home had an old tin roof. While tin roofs are designed to last a long time, this one wasn't very efficient. For one, we knew the screws up top were repaired at some point, but the repairs were failing and causing leaks into the attic. Second, the roof didn't have any decking, so we paid a premium for wood to create an energy-efficient space. This episode was made possible by our sponsors, Texas Roof Guys. This is a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath with an additional workshop at the side of the home. The tax record showed the square footage at about 2,700 square feet. We love that the primary bedroom is at one side of the house, while the other 3 bedrooms are on the other side. There is also an addition at the back which was used as a hobby room and closed off from the main home with a wall. Lastly, the envy of every parent is the large laundry room featuring a built-in ironing board. First order of business, walls. We hired our structural engineer to come have a look and see what impact the walls have. Guess what? The answer was nothing. For the sunroom/hobby room, we had to put some beams up, but other than that, we were given the green light to tear out the kitchen wall. We also decided to move the wall where the hobby room was so that we could have a cohesive flow of space. We decided that the best use of space was a formal dining room, but something was still amiss. Why did this house have windows that blocked the view of the beautiful acreage? We decided the time was now to make the windows configuration even better. These windows in the back had built-in blinds that blocked the view. We decided to open up the 3 center windows and install 1 giant picture window. The same went for the side window. By doing this, we can bring in a ton of light and really feature the gorgeous evening sunset. Secondly, the only exit into the backyard was the hobby room. So we punched out the existing windows in the kitchen and replaced it with a sliding patio door.
You know, we always seem to show you the good things about what goes on in construction, but sometimes there's things that frustrate me, and dealing with contractors and subcontractors and your crews that, can be frustrating at times. So I'll just kind of give you a little tour today, what's going on. So right now we're currently in the drywall process. We've gotten everything reframed. We had to put a beam up here, opened up this kitchen, and there's a lot of wallpaper in this home. You can still see they're working on some wallpaper over here. And they've been working on the drywall now for, I guess a week. No, a little over a week, almost a week and a half. And not super pleased with the progress. Showed up again today, nobody's here working, and when there's nobody working, nothing's getting done. I'm just not getting the type of progress that I want here, and I don't think there's any way at this point that our tile crews are going to be able to start next week when we haven't even started floating the bathrooms. We still have wallpaper in here. We have all the texture to do before I start doing tile. I want all that done before we start doing tile, that way to not mess up the tile. I'll show you another thing of frustration. During demo, one of the crews we had some old fence here. So they decided to throw the fence, instead of throwing it up at the front, and this is obviously when it was empty, because you can see it's at the bottom, they left it hanging out the back and then proceeded to pile stuff on top of it. So now I can't close the door because I'm gonna need to get another pickup here pretty soon. And so, nobody's here to do it. So I got to cut this out so I can get this closed and get another pickup and get another dumpster out here soon. Anyway, we are making good progress. We're probably still on schedule. And the reason we're on schedule is because we know when the windows are going to arrive, and that's going to be a while. We've got what was formerly a exterior garage. We have turned this into a bonus space for whatever the next owner would like to do with it, whether it be a workout room, office space, man cave, whatever you'd like to do. That's going to look really nice.
This segment of the show is brought to you by Fiscal Concrete, our amazing contractor that poured this beautiful patio. Now onto the primary bath. We needed to reconfigure this too because it wasn't perfect. The toilet was out in the open without its own space. Because it's personally a deal breaker for me if the toilet is not enclosed, we moved the bathroom entry door to the right so we could frame some walls around the toilet. What that meant was that the vanity also had to be moved. The opposite wall where the vanity was had plenty of space, so we capped off the original vanity and made 2 vanities on the other wall. This allowed us to have an enclosed water closet. The bathtub was strangely not centered to the window, and I admit my OCD sometimes overpowers me. The only creative way I could do this was to install a freestanding tub and place a tub filler on the left side so that the balance was there, and I think this turned out great. Laundry room. If you're like me, laundry can feel overwhelming, and we only have a family of 4. One of my friends with a family of 7 created 2 sets of laundry hookups so that they could double their washing and drying capacity. I thought this was brilliant, and most people don't even think of that. So when I saw that we had plenty of space to do this, I asked our electrician and plumber to make it happen. When we design spaces, looks are important, but function always comes first. Once the walls came down, it was time to set up the infrastructure. We made major updates to lighting and plumbing. Like all of our spaces, we set recessed lighting all over the house to ensure that we would have a well-lit space. We also had to reconfigure the water lines now that the original sink and fridge had moved. We trenched new lines for the sink at the island and created electrical hookups for the stove.
So loop vent is essentially a way to drain a sink when you don't have a wall to run a vent up in traditionally. So it's a loop and some pipes that circulates the air and allows the water to drain down while circulating air still.
The primary shower also needed work because we moved the original shower head to another side along with a valve that turns on the water.
Hey guys, it's Vivian here with Austin House Flippers. We've been working really hard on creating content for you guys. I hope you're enjoying what you're seeing.
Please like and subscribe for more upcoming content where we find ugly old homes and flip them into something spectacular.